Howdy, folks. I'm Timmy, the Transylvanian tutting turtle.
I'm Amber.
And here's some Reddit. Alright, folks, our first letter is titled, Am I a jerk for making my sister's perfect boyfriend leave my parents' home? Fake names. I'm a 33-year-old female, and my sister Kate, a 38-year-old female, has been seeing Dave, a 40-year-old male, for 3 or 4 years now. They met during COVID, so we never really spent much time with him, so it feels like less. She never really seems to have gotten out of the honeymoon phase because she never shuts up about him. None of it is particularly impressive. It's just normal stuff, like he owns his own home, he drives a nice car, her kids like him. It's all so basic. My dad and I used to bond over making fun of him. He works at an IT job from home, and my dad always thinks that office job workers are soft. Over time, Dave has sucked up to my dad. He built Dad a barbecue pit and set up cameras around his house. He did a few home repairs for my parents' house, and now my dad treats him like the son he never had. They go fishing together, which my dad has never showed any interest in before. My husband has gone a few times and says he always feels like a third wheel, even though my dad has known him since high school. The incident happened the other day. My daughter, 6 months, has been going through a fussy phase. She just cries constantly and won't sleep for more than an hour. My family were having a party, and I asked my mother to take the baby because I just wanted a break from crying 3 inches from my ear and just to lie down. I ended up sleeping for 4 hours, and I came down to find Dave holding my baby. I quickly took my baby back to feed her, and she started crying again after the bottle finished. My mom said, "Give her to Dave," because he was able to soothe her last time. So I said no. I didn't want someone who wasn't family holding her. My mom tried to argue, but it's my choice, and I didn't want him anywhere near her. My mom must have said something to Kate because they left soon after, and Kate was glaring at me. Most of my family thinks that I'm the jerk, even though I didn't actually ask them to leave. I think it was perfectly reasonable for me not to want him to hold my baby. Alright folks, what do you think? Jerk or not the jerk?
Yeah, I think Opie's being a bit of a jerk here. It seems like the only reason she doesn't want him holding her baby is because she's grumpy because everyone in her family likes him and she doesn't.
Yeah.
It seems like she wants her husband to be the favored partner, and all of a sudden, if your hobby is making fun of people behind their back, you really need a new hobby.
Yeah, I think that this kind of shows OP's character a bit. And I feel bad that OP can't see past whatever impression that she got, because clearly even her dad thinks that Dave's actually a pretty good guy.
Well, and it shows growth on the dad's part, because you can't paint first of all, I think the idea that people who work in one type of job are soft or something is silly to begin with.
Yeah.
But you can't paint everyone with the same strokes, and I think he's shown the dad that he values him, and he's done a lot of things for the family, and it's is your husband doing those same types of things for your dad?
Yeah, I mean, what efforts are your husband going to help your dad feel like he's part of the family or something like that? So maybe this is partly on your husband for not doing more to put on a good impression. And Dave worked hard to become a person who was accepted into the family. It sounds like he was kind of given a short end of the stick.
Yeah, well, and it sounds like OP is poking at that insecurity. It sounds like he is part of the family. Even if there is an illegal tie, and OP decided to be I can't let anyone who's not family hold my baby.
Yeah.
It's
So I think that OP needs to take a good look at themselves and learn from their dad here, and maybe grow and learn to accept Dave, because he seems like a perfectly reasonable guy. So anyhow, take care and good luck. Alright folks, we have an update. Our update is, am I the jerk for trashing the gift that my girlfriend got me? And as you remember, this is the one where she keeps buying him gifts and he does not want them. In fact, they're gifts that she wants. So I was not expecting this much attention, and I want to thank everyone for commenting and giving advice. Sorry I couldn't get to all of you. I wasn't expecting to make an update, but there's been a development. Before that, I want to address a few things. Many commenters said that my girlfriend is a narcissist or has some personality disorder. Probably should have mentioned this before, but she has ADHD, which she is medicated for. So she's always been pretty scatterbrained. However, it did get noticeably worse when we moved in together, such as blowing plans because she either forgot completely or forgot the part where we agreed on them, or completely forgetting to do any errands or chores because she is just so invested in something, usually an art project. There was one comment that resonated with me that said that I must have been conditioned to accept this kind of behavior. That's accurate. My parents always instilled in me to be grateful and happy for getting anything at all because they got nothing when they were younger. If I got a sack of stuff as a gift, I was expected to dance like a happy prospector. If this at all explains my tolerance and / doormat behavior. The update. Despite using a throwaway, my girlfriend still found the post. She was very miffed by the responses and tried to vent to her friends, but they weren't on her side. She then decided to show the post to her and my siblings, and they wanted to know if it was true, and when confirmed, they all yelled at her, and they got our respective parents to calm down and stop talking about it. She came over to me the weekend after, talking about it. Since then, we've kind of worked over several things. She recognized that she really did mess up and apologized and gave me this cool dragon diffuser that I've been wanting for a while with a box and all the stuff that I was gifted, telling me to do whatever I wanted with them. She's also open to not receiving gifts for the next couple of special occasions, which I will be doing. So when it came down to her selfish gift giving, apparently what she meant by "I tried" was her forgetting about these occasions up until the last minute and not wanting to admit it. She hastily gets them off of Amazon from whatever shows up on her homepage and just hopes that I'll like them enough not to say anything negatively about them and use them when I won't. She refuses to look at my wish list because gifts should be a surprise, but when I brought up the list, she had no answers. She said that she'll look at mine from now on. I don't know if this is a deal breaker, but it does need to end, and as well, most of you are right. There are other issues. We have agreed to therapy, single and couples, which she'll pay for. This may not be what you were expecting, but it's a good start. Alright folks, what do you think of that update?
I think it's good that they are able to recognize that there was an issue going on here and hopefully find a strategy going forward. If the girlfriend does have a hard time remembering things, reminders are a great thing. And since we mostly have our phones on us all the time, calendar alerts can really be helpful. I know a lot of folks with ADHD do struggle with that. And one thing that I've read a lot about to help with that is to set reminders on your phones for different things so that, you won't forget them.
Yeah, I mean, I think that hopefully she can work out a few strategies from therapy and they can work out some better communication strategies. It doesn't seem like this was malicious on her part, and from the initial post it did seem kind of malicious, but I think there's actually a reasonable explanation here, and I think that hopefully she can work on this and they can come to a better, stronger relationship because of it, and I think that's fair. I mean, if she got into the habit of thinking that this was okay and she just continued to do it because she panicked, then, I mean, while it's not right and it shouldn't be acceptable, she and he both had things that they needed to work on and talk about, right? So they didn't have healthy communication. So, yeah, I think that it's a positive update overall.
Yeah.
Anyhow, take care and good luck. All right, folks, it is tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here, and Amber, she's got a joke.
When is a man like a snake?
Well, seeing as how I am many different things on many different occasions, I would say a man is like a snake when they're recording a Reddit video.
When he's rattled.
When he's rattled. That actually kind of makes sense, except for it makes no sense at all. And I have Mega Mint. Alright, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks so much for watching. Happy Manic Monday. I hope you're all having a great start to your week, if it's the start to your week. Amber, I need some moral guidance, and please make it in the form of a knock-knock joke.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Perfect boyfriend.
Perfect boyfriend who?
You're supposed to like slam the door in my face.
Oh, why am I supposed to slam the door?
Because you're like the angry girl who's kicking him out.
Oh, I'm not the... Oh, you're the perfect boyfriend.
Yeah.
I'm very confused. Amber's the perfect boyfriend now.
That was who was at the door.
You're right. I mean, yes, you're correct. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you all tomorrow.
Bye.